are recording actually live, and we are going to have an amazing episode for you guys today. I hope you guys all had a great Easter weekend, because mine was filled with family, love, and lots of food. So, how was your Easter weekend?
My Easter weekend was amazing. I'm Shhmoney. That's popping, y'all. It was amazing, but I'll be real with you. I know I'm gonna get a lot of backfire for this one, but damn, do I miss my grandmother being here. I want me some Hispanic food on my holidays.
Oh, do you know what I made yesterday?
Please enlighten me, because
I made arroz con guandule with coconut milk. The fresh guandule, it's not even the canned one. Okay, I made two perniles. I made potato salad.
And I didn't get an invite?
I know, right?
I mean,
I would have left Tampa real quick.
So we was friends.
No. What happened was, okay, so I figure everybody's with their families. So I didn't.
I call my own plates.
Our families eat and leave. We don't even conversate no more. Get your plate and leave.
But yeah, and you know what's crazy? I text my younger son. I was like, oh, I miss you, puppy. I wish you were here, because he's in Orlando for school. And he's, we're just texting back and forth. And he's like, oh, what did you cook? And I told him, he's like, that's not Easter food. I said, enlighten me.
Every day
what is Easter food?
That part.
And he's like,
eggs?
No, but for real, what is Easter food? Can somebody Google
exactly
what is
Easter
the official?
It's probably like lamb.
It's ham,
lamb.
Because I had Easter with my
Caucasian,
right side of the family today.
Caucasian people.
And a lot of eggs. What's them damn eggs that they put the yellow stuff in?
Like they did the
deviled
dye-in.
eggs.
I love deviled eggs.
I don't.
You haven't had it. You haven't had my deviled eggs. Yeah.
So what you do?
Pon un chicharrón arriba.
So the traditional Easter food is made up of ham, potatoes, vegetables, side dishes such as corn, green beans, asparagus, and dinner rolls.
So starch
I'll
and
stick
veggies.
to my arroz con guandule. I'll stick to my arroz con guandule, my pernil, my potato salad. Thank you very much.
I'm starting to get used to casseroles. Fuck, it's a casserole.
Right?
It's actually good if you make it right. It is good.
No, I learned from my new white
It's
side of
good.
the family. Casserole is just, you can make anything in a casserole.
And a casserole, yeah.
Throw stuff together. And you know
And
what
put it in the
reminds me
oven.
of? My dad's prison food that he calls the loaf. That
The
they
loaf,
put
yes.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner all in one thing of a bread and toast it. And my dad said he loves it because it actually has flavor. There's so much food together.
Yeah.
I had a loaf for Easter, y'all. That's what I had.
You had a who?
What type of loaf though was it?
Oh, a loaf.
Girl, they had some type of corn, a mushy thing. It wasn't that bad. It was actually okay, and
bad, you gotta say it's not that bad.
it wasn't that bad. It was like the macaroni and cheese. I'll give you that.
Okay.
The cousin got through down. That's what I had. I had a big thing of macaroni and cheese.
Was it like homemade or was
No, it was
like
baked homemade
Alright,
macaroni and
good.
cheese. I was very surprised. At 8 o'clock in the morning, she woke us up before church and was like shredding cheese. So I'm looking at her, I'm like, oh, she know what she's doing. She pulled out the concentrated milk. I'm like, hey, that's what I'm having.
Yes.
And then afterwards, the grandmother looked at me and goes, Icey, we have to teach you what Southern food is, because every time you come here, you don't eat a lot. And I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Your mama
Yes.
raised you right. Your
Yes,
mama raised
ma'am.
you right. Yeah.
No, it's very different in a Hispanic home.
Yeah. And how was your
Lots of
Easter?
rice.
My Easter was okay. I just worked.
You worked on Easter?
Yeah, was in
Yeah,
the
no.
lab.
Yeah. No.
You know what? I understand it though.
Yeah.
I understand it. It
She
is what
hungry.
it is. When you're an entrepreneur, we don't
Let's
have
make
days
sure
off.
she correct. She's working for herself.
See,
Okay,
and
that's the best work.
Yeah, honestly,
That's the best work.
I can
Was-
respect that.
Yeah.
We
Don't
learned.
just be saying you working like you
mean,
working
but
for
it
somebody
was
else's
work.
Like
spot.
my boy
Yeah,
over
I'm
there
like, you ain't
put
working
you
on 9 to
work.
5.
He
is what said.
did. But we are learning card magnets for businesses,
Dope.
for any promoting that you guys want to do. So we actually got the first one out to test it, to see how it goes, and then we're gonna be making those and selling those.
But y'all better get on it, because when you have a magnet in your car, that's a tax write-off, y'all. I learned that real quick. And in Cape Coral, you can't have stuff on your cars when they're parked. So a magnet is different from a wrap. You can just take the magnet off, put it in
True
your
that.
house, and then put it back in.
True
and
that.
still use it as a tax write-off on top of that mileage. I'm learning that right now.
Yes.
Doing the unwanted taxes that I want to just shoot myself.
It's
for.
like Keisha Tidbits number 142.
that part. Yes.
Well, on that note, Keisha, you want to introduce our guest today?
Why don't we let her introduce
Oh, yeah,
herself? 'Cause
introduce
she's so
yourself,
spunky that She has
yes.
a great personality.
Let me
She
just
works
say
good.
this. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to catch this on camera, but her skin is like, ooh,
Flawless.
flawless. So
Nah.
pretty.
Nah, they exaggerating.
No.
No, that shit is glowing.
Who you is?
Well, I am Ivanka. No, just kidding. My name is Lisania. I just go by Lisa, but recently I've been accepting my real name. If you can't pronounce it, it's okay. Just take your time, learn it. But,
Yes, that part.
I have been doing permanent makeup for 10 years. I started tattooing again for the past 4 months. I do a lot, photography on the side, but really just as a hobby. I paint. I do a lot. I don't know how to describe myself.
She's very humble because I met you probably.
She's modest.
Yeah, very modest. I met her about 5 years ago now with you.
Yeah.
She was in a podcast doing a different podcast from what I was doing with Icey. And I've seen
TV
her
nerds.
all over. Yes, TV nerds.
Ooh, I love
and I've seen her all over social media, but she's from Naples, correct? That's the part.
Okay, I'm originally from Miami. I was born in Cuba. I'm from Miami, but I moved to Naples during like middle school, like elementary school, middle school, back and forth. But I actually went to school in Lehigh. And I went to Sun State, so I did live in Lehigh for a couple years.
Got you.
So I'm like, also.
So I've known you though as like a permanent makeup artist. That's when I met the vibe of you and podcast stuff. And social media will definitely have you judge a book by its cover and think that's what it is. And she was so freaking beautiful, and every work that she was doing, I'm like, damn, she's from Naples. She bougie as hell. That's bougie. And then I go,
Why we always like?
because Naples is the bougie
and like
area.
I always feel like if you're from Naples, you gotta have money.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Let me tell you something. There's a hidden secret Naples that nobody knows about, right? Because everybody goes to like Fifth Avenue and they think, oh, everybody here's rich as fuck. They don't realize that Naples is like, all smoke and mirrors. Like there's a couple cities where there's like a shootout every week, and then they don't put that on the news. They don't put it on the news. You have to follow only in Naples. I'll show you their Instagram tag later, but they actually expose all of the crazy things. They post videos about people getting into fights, throwing beer cans at each other, shit, all that. There is a ratchet side of Naples that nobody knows about.
Well, they have an image they definitely have to portray.
They have to.
High form.
Otherwise, they can't sell their homes for $1 million.
Exactly. And Cape Coral's known for like a retirement home.
Yes.
That's what they look at us for.
Not anymore.
And Fort Myers is a little hood, but I grew up in Fort Myers, so it's like a good mixture.
When I crossed that bridge.
I used to.
I love Fort Myers. I'm not gonna lie. It's where I feel most comfortable at. I can be myself, talk the way I want. My tattoos bun very good. Look at phone ringing on the day off.
Never fails.
Never fails. The
I
moment
know
we always start.
we've had a break though. We've had a break.
Yeah, I think the
It calmed
last
down.
3 episodes we haven't had a phone
It
call.
calmed down.
Yeah.
But when I saw her on social media, I was like, I followed her. I like to follow small businesses, period. Like I like to help out women and women and just men in general, just whatever businesses. Then I walk into the studio and I see her, so we introduce each other. She was so flamboyant and loud like me. I'm like, I fucks with her. And then what caught me off surprise, she's like, you like anime and stuff too. Which
I'm a nerd.
I would never have realized that she is like, she has that nerdy side and she's very
how old are
open
you?
about it.
I'll be 30 this year.
You're my age. I even thought you were younger.
I
than
thought
me.
you were younger.
Well,
You're a
I'm
little older,
30.
yeah.
I just turned 30.
Man,
but
why couldn't you
my
be
God.
younger? I was gonna try to hook you with my younger son.
Look at you. Look at match made. Match made in heaven, moving around.
I'm like, no, I'm with somebody, but no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's
No,
not.
and she didn't even care about the age. She's like, I'm with somebody. See,
That- I'm
faithful,
just-
loyal. I love it.
But it
no, but you
definitely
look way
wasn't-
much younger than
She
29.
does. She has a bit. Well, that's good. Like Hispanics, we age backwards, right? That's what they say. But no, it's a different side of her. And when I got to see her, I was like, you know what? That's dope as hell. Like you start noticing, like you really can't go off of social media. You never know
No,
how
like
people are.
everyone thinks
Whatever.
people that don't know me, they'll look at my pictures because I'm just, all serious and shit. And it's like that Scorpio rising where like I look
my
intimidating.
God.
You're fucking queen.
keep
That's where we
saying-
clicked that too. When we found out she was Scorpio and I was a Scorpio.
And
at
I'm
the
like, I
thing.
got that 7 planets in Scorpio, so it's like Scorpio rising, Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. So like from afar, I look kind of intimidating, and I'm like, no, I swear, I'm just a little lady, I'm a weirdo.
You'll never know what you get from a Scorpio. I'm telling you. But it's best of all worlds. We're a little bipolar. We're corny. We're
underestimated.
fun. Yeah, we definitely are.
Like people really think like we're evil fucking Slytherins, and some of us can be, but like
I feel, no, you know what I tell people? You get what you give. Like,
Yeah.
I can definitely, if they told you I'm a bitch and I'm an asshole, believe it. Now, if they told you I'm humble, I'm loving, I'm caring, give a shirt out, believe that
it too.
Yeah.
Get what you
I
give from
love
what you
that.
get from me. Yep. So
I love
it is
that.
what it
Also,
is.
think y'all
Yes.
Yeah.
sleep on yourselves too, because for
Honest-
the longest time when she was with us and TV Nerds, for the longest time,
Damn, TV nerds. I love
she
TV nerds.
was like we saw some early work before she actually got in, and was like, "Oh, this is what was you doing?" And then she was like, "Oh, this person's better than me." I was like, "What the fuck?" You
Like,
know how
no,
to do
they're not.
shading.
See,
like you
okay.
do different shit. Like nobody's doing
I feel like
that.
it comes with time with a Scorpio
Yes.
too, because there's so much levels to us that it's
I'd rather
until
see someone
we get
like
comfortable.
I'd rather see someone at least like now I'm stepping more into the limelight, but like before I used to be like, oh, I like how you do this. Yeah, but have you seen this person? So like I was always giving the spotlight
To
to
somebody
someone.
else.
Yeah, and then with time you realize it's like an insecurity kind of thing. Like I don't know if I can take on,
Yes.
you know,
All that.
Staying in
all
your
that.
comfort zone.
Yes, I'm still getting.
Because my husband's a Scorpio, and so everybody that meets him, like he's the life of the party, right? I was back in our other life in Jersey. I was Mario's wife, right? And now here it's like now
Dee's
that
husband.
well, the thing is that now because of my nonprofit, because of the podcast, I'm doing more networking. I'm out there more. Where in Jersey, you couldn't catch me outside at all, you know. So here is like the opposite, and he's like. Now he's like looking at himself, and he went and bought like different suits to go, because I've been going
Good
to
for
charity
him.
events,
Oh,
you know.
good though.
And he wore his, like, he hates suits, right? And then I see, there's these 5 boxes in our house, and I'm like, what is this? He bought like 5 different suits, and I'm like, what's this for? He's like, well, you know, you insist on going to all these charity events, and everybody always has a nice suit and stuff, so I figure I might as well. I was like.
I love that. That's a good compliment. That's him giving you a
Yes.
compliment when I'm
Yes.
giving you your flowers at the same time. No,
Yes.
that's how we are. We kind of just
Yeah,
we
guys are
tiptoe
like
around
that.
it.
That's guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
is.
Scorpio guys.
We'll give
Big
you
time.
your flowers, but we're like, hey, you wanna just like, yeah.
Okay.
Yo,
And,
you know,
and that's meaning
That's
I
what
want
it
you to
is.
hang, but you know I don't want to say it.
My boyfriend does like he'll know I have an event. And he's like, so what's like the attire? Like, what are we doing? It's a sneaker tie. I'm like, whatever you want to wear. No, baby, what color you wearing? And I'm like, oh, you want to match me?
So cute.
I always wanted that, like on
But
Pinterest
see,
and
when you do it
shit.
like that, you like, oh,
You make him feel like,
Okay.
want to do
I'm
that.
like, you like, now you're doing too much, Keisha. Like, you're doing too
I
much.
ask you a question.
I'm like, damn, bro, just put fucking black on. Black.
okay, you know what's
Oh,
so funny? Like, okay, this girl, she, you know, she never posts like her who she's dating, who she's talking to,
Ever.
which is a very Scorpio thing. Like, we're very secretive about who we're dating or talking to or whatever. The only time that you'll see us show off somebody is like, we love you. Like, this is
Really love
like,
you.
we really gotta love you to take it, because we can be. Okay, we're like those people that everybody knows, but not everybody knows us, if that
Yes.
makes sense.
Like,
We're like
yes.
underground, like, I know her.
But they really don't.
But they
know
don't really know
you.
the real you.
Or they don't, like, it's hard to explain.
Trust me, I'm married. I've been married to one for 29 years. I understand.
Yeah, it's like I have
You get
tries
it.
for everything though. It's like I'm so big on social media as Shhmoney that is my brand, and I give ammunition when it comes to my business. Like, you can give me the good, the bad, whatever, but I'm gonna put you what I'm doing, where I'm at, and keep busy. That home life, I'm open to a certain extent. Like, once in a while you see my son, but really I don't post my child because I know
so
what
cute.
social media
Yeah.
is big on.
Yes.
And with my love life, I am very old school. Evil eye is real. You might be jealous of me and I'm not even noticing, because I've been in rooms that people smile, shake my hand, kiss on the cheek, but 2
Stab me
minutes
in the
later
back.
I'm hearing them talking about me from other people. So I learned what to do. And I want to make sure I'm controlled and everything is set where it needs to be at. There is nowhere you can break it.
Yeah.
And he made me feel that way.
Wait,
like,
talking
my
about your
wife
man.
ain't going nowhere. She
Wait, talking
See, I
about
was
your
like,
man.
I wanna-
I gotta say this.
We have to talk about this text that we got today.
Which
from
text?
Dee.
Which
the
one?
picture
So, okay.
about your dude.
Wait.
Oh my
Supposed to
God.
Listen.
He looked just like him.
Wait, okay.
Wait, what?
So I was on. Wait. I was on Instagram. All right. So
Like, Jesus.
I don't like.
We definitely have to bring this picture
Explain
up.
it for the audience if
Okay.
y'all talking it on the show. So.
I was on Instagram, and as I said here before, I'm not very big on social media, so I dedicate a certain amount of time to social media. So I'm just scrolling, right? Scrolling. And as I'm scrolling, I see a picture of a guy that looks like Nakisha's man. But the girl sitting next to him is not Nakisha. So I was like,
It's a celebrity.
Speculation.
It's a celebrity.
Wait, it's a celebrity.
It's Tony Braxton's
Not Tony. What's her name?
Is it Tony
Tamar.
Braxton?
Tamar Braxton.
Oh yeah, but it's Tony Braxton's sister.
So I went like,
We have
wait a minute, and I
here. Will y'all be able to see it?
No, when I said
Yeah,
when
no,
I
that's-
saw it, I was
yeah.
like, oh hell no. I was like, who is? I was like, oh, never mind.
Ready to spill some
Listen,
tea.
Yes,
I was ready, and then I realized, and then I caught myself because this is a real question that I want to ask you, ladies. Are you that friend?
Like yeah. ASAP. Ain't no, you ain't even got to go into it. If I see your man with somebody, I don't care if it's his sister, but I never met her, I will be that person right there, zooming in.
Snapping pictures.
And send it ASAP. Because I'm not that friend either. Like if I come to you with information about her, you can tell her where you heard it from.
Yes.
I'm not a person like, don't tell them that I told you.
No. If
Because
I'ma
for
say
that,
it-
you're being slimy to me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So no, I'm quick. I will tell you about your mother, your grandmother, your son, everybody. If you don't want it to be known, don't tell me. You better tell me, Keisha, this is a secret, and then I won't say nothing because I can hold everything in too. Even with enemies, I know so much stuff about, and I have ammunition, but as a person, that's not my character. I'll take that shit to the grave. At one point, we were friends. So there's stuff. But things like that, oh, baby, yes, I'm blasting you real quick.
So I'm like I'm on the fence because like it depends who you're telling it to.
Yeah.
So obviously if I'm close to you, yes, my friends, my people, I'm gonna tell them. But then you have acquaintances that you've seen kind of go back and forth.
Well, acquaintances is different.
Yeah,
But she
acquaintances.
said friend.
Oh, well, friends,
but-
yeah.
okay,
friends,
so
yeah.
this is my
but
thing.
then what if it's that friend that keeps going back and forth? Like I'm trying to. Oh.
As you guys
Technical
know, we
difficulties.
don't edit, we don't stop. We roll with the punches here, Parlor Talk.
You'll have that friend like where you can tell them and then you are the villain or the victim. They'll be like, oh, because da-da-da told me, and I'm there like ready, like, yep, it was you did that, da-da-da. And then they get back together.
And then you're the bad one.
And then you're the bad one. So I've learned to kind of stay away from that situation. I don't see anything, don't know anything, don't want to know.
I'm with you.
You get what I'm saying?
It
I
depends.
feel like it definitely
at least just-
depends.
Because I don't want
depends.
that
It
problem to
depends.
come back my house.
Yes.
Because I said something.
And and there's some people
I
that get
still-
violent with it. So
I'm
it's,
more on the opposite end though. Like I'll snitch if it's a friend.
oh yeah.
Don't tell Ashley nothing.
But if it's my personal life, I've learned to hold shit. If I'm in a relationship and we're going through shit and I want it to work and I know that it's just random arguments as that couples do, I used to talk to friends or certain family members, and then I've learned over time that should stay within the household.
Well, definitely, because I hold grudges from my own brother's people. Like, my brother brings random girls to the house, and he'll tell me something about him, like about them. And off rip, that's mad disrespectful to me. I'm not gonna look at her the same. You might take her back tomorrow, but to me, she grimy as hell and don't move. She move weird to me. So yeah, don't tell me nothing because I'm gonna hold the grudge. And I do the same thing with friends. If you're telling me y'all used to be friends, but she going around kiki cocking about you on one side, and now you're cool with her, you can be cool with her, but I will never trust her. So she'll know off rip, my energy will be different.
See?
But then with acquaintances that go back and forth with girlfriends and boyfriends, I feel like if they put it on Facebook, you bring your own ammunition to yourself. You look retarded.
Did we ever figure out what happened with that girl that...
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? We doing right now that we're talking about this. He hit me up on a random on Snapchat randomly, probably a day or two afterwards. And
After we recorded or after our show aired?
After we recorded.
Okay, so he didn't even know it.
air yet. And he hit me up about the plug being open. And he's like, yo, that's dope. We were gonna be there, And he said, so I'm like, you and your the girl, he's like, yeah. I'm like, I just want to give you a heads up that we just did a podcast and your woman came up in that conversation because he's going to see it. It's all over my social media. He's like, what are you talking about? I don't know nothing about it. So it was like, I was the one bringing it up to it. So I'm in that predicament now, right? Yeah. He didn't know nothing.
Wait, I don't think we got to fill our guest in.
Okay, so there was...
I can kind of get the gist of it. No, and not the last one, but like, okay, I can kind of see that. Let me guess, you found out about this person cheating on...
No, so the girlfriend
No.
went on Southwest Florida Mom's page, on the well-known page, and said a post about her boyfriend. Oh,
Put
he's
first and last
flirtatious,
name.
First and last name, everything government. Said if he's hitting you up or anything, he is not single. He
Let
is
me know.
cheating.
Oh,
Let
hit me up.
know. Let me
DM
know.
me.
All this stuff. So very blasted her. this is exactly what I'm talking about. People like that blast their relationships. I don't really care the need to tell them about their significant other. It ain't got nothing to do with me unless you're in my close circle.
Yeah.
So then I brought that topic up as one of our topic just to talk about it, and I didn't know that Nakisha knew that person.
I know them personally.
Like she knows them personally. So that's what happened. So
then he wrote me on Snap. Just the universe happens to happen, and at that point to me, I'm like, you're already gonna see it. So for me to hold something back that you randomly hitting me up about a business, like I'm that friend too. Yeah. So that's why I said I will tell you. So I was like, look, we talked about it on the podcast. I don't know if you heard about it, but your girl blasted you on.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Isn't there that page that's like, are we dating the same guy?
Yes. So like, somebody suggested to her.
Oh yeah.
To put it, yeah.
It's still
they have it for like
Southwest
Florida. They have a Miami one, a Fort Myers
There's
one.
There's a Tampa one.
I think that is so
everything.
sad that you have to have a social media page to see if your man or woman is cheating on you.
Well, if you have to do that, it's a red flag. Period.
Here's the thing though, like at first I thought, oh, that is kind of, but then when you look at the page, right? Because a friend of mine, she's the one who, or he's the one, long story, but this person is the one who runs it. And he wrote a thing because he's, he's gay. So he's like, he's allowed in there. He's like our only man in there. And he talks about the reason we do this is just to protect a lot of women, because it's not just about cheating. There's actually a lot of abusive men out there with a track record. And there's also one of them in there that was scamming women. Okay. So it's a page also to kind of warn, it's scary dating. So a lot of women in there, I thought I was like, I hope this doesn't become a catty thing. It actually wasn't. A lot of females were actually supporting each other in there.
Good.
They were like, hey, this
so something
guy was
positive.
Yeah, so it became something positive, and I was like, oh, okay, good. There's no cheese.
Yes.
There'll be one or two maybe that post like you're going, but most of the time it's females protecting others from dating an abusive man.
Okay.
Well, this wasn't the case. No, it's not abusive.
No. They're actually in an open relationship.
In an open relationship, and he takes care of her kids. And he was like, when I brought it up to him, he was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, ugh, like I just opened his bag of worms. But I'm already there, so I'm committed. We here. So I told him about the post, and it was put on Southwest Florida. And he even asked me, can you go back on it and check? I said, be real with you. No, like I'm not that involved into that page. Yeah. But it was brought up just for your attention, and I think you should know. And it's more
like go ask her. And
go ask her
about it.
Yeah. Well, he did go ask her. And quick, while he's writing the bubbles, I got bubbles from her writing. I'm like, you set me up. Like, I don't want to be with this shit, but we already talked about it, and you're around.
It's gonna be aired, yeah.
Well, by the time he was done, her bubbles disappeared, and she never wrote me. So I was like, okay. And I was like, Lafayette, I think your woman's actually writing me. It's not to start anything. I just thought it would bring something to y'all, just to know what the hell's going on. And
I just still don't understand why a female will
go after the other woman.
Not only that, but putting his full name on a group that a group that that gets a lot of attention.
And I'm sorry, negative stuff like that's gonna get way more attention than the positive. Because if she would have put his government like he is the best man alive, it wouldn't have got many shares and comments on it. And it just is what it is.
I'm gonna keep it real. You know how many times I've posted our episodes on that page, because this podcast was created in mind for women to support women and to advertise women's business, different types of life, struggles, just create a space safe for women, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote to the administrators of the page, asking them if they wanted to be guests, because like when they first opened that page, it was for the same thing, women supporting women, right?
Yeah.
Nothing. I think somebody said they were gonna DM me, but they never did. And then I post our podcast, nothing, like crickets. But then that post
and
got
gets a whole bunch of likes,
tons of comments, likes. Like, it's crazy to me.
But that's just social media. People will cling on to the negatives. So I'm very careful about how I carry myself on social media, because there's a lot that there's sometimes I want to say, and I'll be real, just like people write in journals. I'll write a post and I'll be going in,
dude.
And then you delete it.
Listen,
and then I delete it
so much because I remember.
You know what? I'll fuck with that.
What did you say that you what?
I've grown so much.
Yes.
Because we would post like every time, even like angry at
Yeah, and now
it's great. Like you get to a point where it's not that you're trying to hide and
You
pretend
mature.
like everything is
You
good. We
mature.
know
Yes.
that we all have struggles. We know it, but we're not gonna make it available so that person can feed off of that energy and make it grow.
And that's how I looked at it, because I noticed that it's like if I was going through something or just emotional, if I was having a bad day, I would write about it and I would get so many comments and likes. But when I posted something very positive, I might get 50 to 100. And that rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, this energy is off for me. I don't like it. They're feeding off of the negativity. I ain't got time for it. So I completely rearranged my personal page to be business, to the point that you're only going to see whatever's really going out. And I'm very careful about my business. Nobody needs to know your downfalls and ups. It's okay to be open and have that community. You don't have to worry about it. I'll talk to him a little bit.
I think like vulnerability is like important, like you said.
It is to see like
but it
the
depends
human
on how
side.
you post it. Like it's weird to even talk about posting and all that, but you know, you can say, hey, you know what, let me share an experience, but there's like the way that you do it, as in like a learning experience. Hey, this really happened to me. Damn, that sucks, but let me, you know, tell you about it. Let me tell you how I overcame it. Like,
grown from it, exactly.
Yes, not like, oh, fuck this, fuck that,
And there's
like,
times, believe me, I still post, I still write those, and I'll get it out my demeanor to write it on a post, and I'll delete it, because you got to get it out somehow. There's even voice record on my phone that I'll snap and do whatever. And I've been fighting with myself personally about how to have a conversation about what happened from the hurricane. And I'm starting to get clients coming back, and they're not coming here and something's happening, but they're going to another individual that was personally trained for me, and they're not having that best reactions or whatever's happening, so it's negative coming in.
Yes.
And after like the 6th or 7th one, I'm just like, something has to be said. Like I have to talk on it, like good or bad. I have to talk about it.
Yep.
And then I prayed on it, and I'm not gonna lie, I sat here, I prayed on it, I thought about it. I was like,
Good for you.
You know what, I really don't have to. You know what made me change my mind was my own client that owns Backstreets, and he's a gay individual. He does some gay pride and stuff, and I spoke on it because when he was here, another client came in with another issue, and it's getting to the point that could be damaging long term to people. People have to understand this beauty industry is a beautiful thing, and that's why I made that post about how beautiful it is, but take control of your clientele, understand people, understand your skill level. And I talked about it on him. I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's at the point that I'm really back and forth. Like, I need to say something, maybe I don't, but it can help somebody from not having that same issue.
Yes.
Or from a stylist or a barber that are not getting that feedback, just like businesses get reviews. It's a great thing to get bad and good reviews back
Yeah,
from your
you
business
can-
to
you can
grow
fix
from
your
it.
stuff.
Of course,
Yeah.
you have to
And
learn.
You have to learn, because if you're doing something wrong and people are still not saying nothing but not coming back, you think you are doing something correct. And
It's
you're
just
doing
like,
stuff.
for perfect example, from our pilot episode, right? The first feedback we got was that Enya didn't speak a lot.
Exactly.
Look
Now
how much she's
speaking.
grown. Second episode, you and I, we both came in. Yeah, you need to talk more.
Yeah. No, seriously, but it was good feedback.
Yes.
And I need that. And I sat down with him and I was talking to him, and he brought me some champagne. We're chilling. And I brought it up to his attention. His mom she is the only woman business owner on 47th that owns a bar.
Wow.
Successfully. And good shout out to Shelly. If you haven't been to Backstreets, they have the best bar food, the best drinks in the world, like cheap and good. And their customer service is
Not cheap.
amazing.
Affordable.
But I would, you know what? But I would say cheap. They say cheap because you are getting the best of the best. But because she is not greedy,
Yes.
she has a great price for the food and for the drinks.
Yes.
And he's told me, like, for 30 years, my mom's owned that business. You don't think people have slammed her, talked about her, done stuff? My mom don't entertain it, Keisha. You're at a certain level that you don't need to entertain.
Don't. This is.
But I will.
See,
So
somebody told me.
this is my advice. I'm gonna play on my elderly age and wisdom. This is my advice. This is what I tell my husband, my kids all the time. You don't let people's actions affect your reaction.
Exactly. And
Damn,
but
I had to learn that yesterday.
Yeah, it's like something
Somebody
you learn
yesterday
while you're
took
growing.
me out of my
Character.
And
see, the
it
only thing-
takes a lot.
But see, the only thing you have control of is your reaction.
Yes.
So if you get upset over what somebody else did or said, then you're giving them control.
Yes, and
Exactly.
that's something that, like, for a while, you know, I'm very quiet. I stick to myself. For someone to piss me off and get me to the point of what happened yesterday, this
Ooh,
person
do
is
tell.
bad.
Do
I'm
tell.
not even going to because I'm not going to put, all I'm going to say is the lesson I learned from it was I reflected back and I was like, you know, I don't know, sometimes we think, oh, we're done healing or this is it. And then we realize, no, there will
There's still
always
more
be
healing to do.
something, you know, that we have to, exactly, there will always be more healing. And yes, I've learned a lot. I've improved a lot, but there's still little things like that, you know, maybe.
I saw a post like that. It says, baby, I'm healing, but I'm not healed. Don't tempt me. But it's true though. We can only be, we're still people. We're still humans. So
Yes.
honestly, it's okay to have certain reactions to certain things. So that still shows that you are human and we're not perfect. If we were sitting there being on a straight pin and needle, like so be, that's how Kim Kardashian acts. They ignore all the stuff that is coming to them and they still is just a certain image, but that's who you are and it's okay, but it's exactly how you react to it. Like
what I've learned is like
it
there's
is
no
what it
end
is.
game. Like people say, oh, once you reach a, you know, they put a lot of emphasis on like once you have a mansion and a car and this and that.
You said.
But you're set, right? But then it's like some people work so hard, and this I've seen this so many times. They'll put like 90% effort into building that, but then only 10% effort into building this and this. And then they reach that mansion and it's so empty because they still don't know or why they're not happy, why they still feel empty. Porque todavía no, tú sabes, no, they haven't fixed anything yet. They worked hard, but they completely pushed their emotions to the side. And they didn't think, damn, like, what was I really sad about? And then when you think about it, if you're not happy with what you have right now, you're just going to keep going for the next thing. You see these millionaires that are like, but I want the next million.
Or committing suicide because they're, you
they're
know,
not happy.
No, they're
Money
not.
is the root of all evil, and I'm sorry, no matter how successful you get or whatever levels you hit, you're always gonna want more. And at one point,
You're always gonna need more.
You're gonna need more. My uncle's a perfect example of that. He was a well-known boxer, worldwide champion.
Oh my God,
and
yes.
Macho had everything. He took care of his family, his mom, his kids, mansions. He traveled the world. But before he passed, before he got murdered in Puerto Rico, he was very lonely. He didn't have his kids. His kids looked at him like, oh, you weren't a good father because you weren't here. But little did they know it wasn't your mom providing, it was my uncle boxing and doing this.
That provided.
Paying the bills. And if he wasn't doing that, you wouldn't have what you have. And now you don't need nothing. Your kids don't need nothing. He left a legacy that's untouchable. But then when I seen him, I was 3 months pregnant when I first went out there. I was pregnant with Gordo. And I remember looking at him, he had a black eye. Never in my years of knowing Macho, he's ever been touched, not even in boxing. And I looked at him and he was in little shorts and a big t-shirt walking down San Juan. And when people would yell at him and laugh, it was either they loved him or hated him. There was no in between. But he was a walking, like he was ghost. There was no emotion in his face no more. He was sad. Felt like he had nobody. He's like, I worked all this time for what? I don't even have my mother here. My brother, my dad's in prison, 15 years in prison. You have nobody. So you can reach a certain level, but at the end of the day, you want to enjoy that with somebody, no matter if it's another person or your kids or family in general, that you have to remember your why. And I think that's why I reflect a lot. Like as much as I get where I'm at, I'll sit down and you think about who's been there and what's really changed you and you appreciate it. You think as much as you ask for God for something, be thankful for what you have at the same time.
Be thankful for what
you always have to be thankful and grateful for what you have now.
Exactly. Because 5 years ago, you probably were praying to be where you're at now, but because you're ignoring how far you came and where you're at, you're like, oh, but I still want this because I did that. After the hurricane, everything went, I was just like, oh, I need this. And then I sat here and I remember crying. I even have a video, boo-boo crying. And I was like, Keisha, you're tripping. Like 5 years ago, you were in a studio working for somebody else on Section 8, not knowing if you can swipe your card on food stamps or not. Today, I don't have to do that. I have a business to call my own. I have opportunities to give other people, and that's what re-humbled me. And I had a barber call me the other day, and he wants to work at my new shop, and he told me that. He's like, no matter what you went through, you never portrayed to be negative on social media. You didn't beg for help. You didn't do anything. You kept it grinding. You kept moving. And he's like, and I appreciate for that because that was what made me strong, and then that re-humbled me again. He's like, you never know who's watching.
And it speaks volumes to people when they actually see that you can be at your worst and you can be
and still not try to drag nobody with you.
As we said on my other podcast, Straight Off the Dome, you can be hitting your rock bottom and still steadily grinding and putting a smile on your face where everybody else looks at you and admires what you're accomplishing.
And you don't realize that when you're in that space at that moment. And it takes everything to be very strong. And that's why I'm so soft with everybody that comes around me, because I am a very hard demeanor. Like you said, when people don't know us, they see your face, they're like, oh, you got a bitch face. Like, you look so,
I think
like,
I read your chart too, and I was like,
yeah, she read my chart. I'm like, oh my God. Like, you're like, it's dead on. And nobody will know how I am until you really get to know me. And I walk around with such a strong exterior. I've been on survival mode my
when I
whole
read your
life.
chart, it's like, you are very, it's not that you are portraying to be somebody else. You are who you are. But she's more like private. Like legit, she's a person who prefers to be sitting at home, not like in the, but sometimes
Not
you
in the
have to
limelight.
put yourself in the limelight because we live in this society. And to go back to what you were saying about being grateful, it's true. Like sometimes, like you said, you come from a place where you only make $20,000, and then your goal is like, well, as long as I make $100,000 a year, I'll be happy with that, right? But then what happens is, like I said, with a lot of people, you reach that goal, and then you're like, well, that's not enough.
wanna
You're
make
not grateful.
this.
Oh,
with
if
that.
I did 100, I
Yes.
can do 150.
Yes, and then you start spending what you make, and you create this lifestyle that you never
People
really
start
needed.
living above their
Not
means,
that you
too.
can't have nice things, just
You
kind of
didn't
go
need.
overboard. Yes, it's like you were happy if your goal was reaching a certain amount and being able to be with your kids. Then eventually you're like, well, now I have to be on this many vacations a year. I have to buy this kind of car to keep up with the Joneses. Da, 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 da.
Maybe you don't
and then
like
you lose
vacations.
yourself.
Yeah.
No.
You're just doing it because you want somebody to see you
Exactly.
doing it.
Right,
And I say that a lot with social media. When people go around and they're feeding the homeless and they're videotaping the whole thing, I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
ew.
know. That
I'll be
takes
honest with you,
away-
I'm a
that takes
it
away-
turns me off.
Yeah.
I understand social media is that presence to do whatever you're
Yeah.
doing.
on
I understand
the opposite
promoting
side-
something
on
to
the opposite
awareness,
side, you
but-
look at Mr. Beast. 'Cause
Well,
he
yeah,
does the same
and
thing.
my son's obsessed with Mr. Beast. He talks about him like he is God.
But when they video, is creating another Mr. Beast.
Well, yeah,
So
it's like give and
That's
take.
what I'm saying.
It's
To
give and
promote
take.
like an event or like let's say a charity or something. I get like sometimes it's actually not a bad thing.
But you don't have to do
But it
whatever
depends
you
on the
move.
intention. It's not that
Exactly.
it's a bad thing to record
get
it. It's
churchy
the
up in
intention.
here. I have the best promoter in the world, and that is Jesus Christ. If I do something that pleases him, he is going to turn it around towards me, and I don't even need to promote it on social media
Exactly.
because
Oh, yeah.
the opportunities are going to come.
And I feel like if somebody else is taking videos of you doing it, then so be it. Like I
yes.
do a lot of events here for the kids and back to school,
don't
but you don't
realize.
see me videotaping every haircut, every person we're getting a book by.
Or
Let's take a selfie.
Like for example,
Yeah.
you promote which is not a bad thing. That's a good thing. You want people to be aware that you're giving free haircuts.
Exactly.
That's what I mean by like it's okay to post
Yes,
what you're doing
for a
because
reason.
you want people
To
to
come
come in,
out.
as many people as you can to help them to come out to help them. But the intention of like I'm gonna do this for likes,
Yes.
and for that's when it
it's-
becomes like
And it's noticeable. And it's noticeable.
It's different when you have people who are actually out here being genuine and showing up and helping the community.
Yeah.
Consistently.
But then there's some people
or
that
then you have
destroying
people
the
out here that
community.
is showing up to boost their Facebook algorithm.
Well, shit, we just went through. We just had that conversation, and I am not. I will tell y'all, we are not going to say her name
I know,
in this
I'm not,
podcast because I'm not going to give her free publicity.
Listen, listen.
I think we all feel
Wait,
the same,
I had-
same thing
oh,
about the same person.
I want her on.
I'm showing
I
my age.
want her on.
Wait, hold on. I'm showing my age because I have no clue who they're talking about.
Shit.
When you told me the name, I went on
It just
Google because
immediately
I thought it
dawned
was a
on me, like,
famous person.
Like, you know.
Wait, I went on
Yeah,
Google
I
because I
think
thought it
we
was
all
a
know.
famous person and
Stop it.
nothing came up, and I'm like, what are they
wishes she
talking
was
about?
Stop it. You know how, it's crazy because I read people very good, and maybe it's because I grew up in the streets.
Look,
and the streets
you
is
want
a
to know
very
something though?
different thing.
I don't want to say I feel bad.
I was like, fuck that.
Okay,
Do not
yeah.
feel
I don't wanna
bad.
say I feel bad. I don't feel bad anymore.
Because maybe not every.
But I guess
we
me
have
being the
viewers that might
empathetic
be like me,
person-
that might be completely oblivious to what you guys are
Okay, so
talking
I'm
about.
gonna tell y'all the scenario what happened just right now. This is not what's happening last year, 6 months
No.
ago, 2 months ago.
This
2 weeks
is
ago.
right now,
Right
today,
now,
couple
what's
hours
happen-
ago.
Yeah, it happened a couple hours
Still
ago.
now.
So we have in Fort Myers, Florida, is known as the East Parade at the Stars. We help people. I grew up in that side.
Yeah.
So they bring something that is different. You're going to have good, bad, ugly every event. You're always going to have them ratchets that are doing crazy stuff. That does not matter by race, though.
No.
Hold on. That's not Fort Myers, because that's anywhere.
Yeah,
Yes,
anywhere.
true.
If you can't hold your liquor, somebody's going to.
Anywhere.
Because you
Yeah.
told us
Cameras
there
are
was
gonna
something
get
else
it.
that happened at what's the name's event?
Oh, look at what happened at the Slowdown event. I had a guy slap my ass in front of everyone, and I'm like, why me? Why me? Because I'm too well known to get girl. Why me? But he was drunk, and there's never been a fight, never been an argument. He got belligerent and slapped me in my ass.
Yes.
And then it turned into a whole nother scene.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if you're in Cape Coral, in Tennessee, Naples, Miami. You're just gonna have those people, and ghetto and ratchetness does not go by color. And I think people need to really understand that, because this generation, and I speak for everybody because I'm Hispanic, so I'm a Taino, I am half black, I am Puerto Rican, I'm Asian, whatever the hell you want to call it. We're a good Indian, all that good stuff. When people say ghetto, especially here in Southwest Florida, it's sad that they automatically think of the African American race.
For real.
And this girl that we are speaking on, she did that. She literally portrayed it to be that it was a ratchet ghetto event and it was y'all people. Ooh. What the fuck is y'all people?
Yeah, that's what we heard.
And this is
a
heard. Black neighborhood.
Oh, she said y'all people.
Y'all people.
So people are not getting mad
Isn't
about. She's with a black
y'all
guy.
people.
Isn't
She
she
with y'all
with
people.
y'all people?
Hold on, but
I love it how it becomes y'all people.
Y'all people though, because he don't act like y'all people.
Yeah, he's not really
though.
in y'all. But
He
still
acts
is.
like y'all people.
Yeah.
Can't stand you.
No, but it comes down to it. The Stars is known for doing different events, for community events, HUD housing, boxing. My first boxing match when I was 12 years old was over there in the Stars. So we grew up in that, but they had a beautiful Easter event. The first time in years that people really got together and made this parade when I grew up.
And they also honored the teacher that got the golden apple.
Exactly.
You know?
But nobody will speak on that. See, people only speak on the negative.
See, that's the only thing I heard about the East Parade. Like, see, I didn't even.
At this point, I think that some people realize that they will never, they're too scared to, I guess they're okay with being the villain. There are some times in a person's life where they're so used to being the villain that they will accept that. Yeah. Like they literally, well, you know what? I don't think
I feel like the girl need help. I feel like she got bullied so much in her life that now that's all she's portraying and throwing out.
That's what I'm trying to say is like, yo pienso que ella como que she's so used to this character that she doesn't believe in herself to be good. Because I've seen slivers of good from this person. I've seen it. We've all seen it. And I've seen this like como que una nena un poco rota, tú sabes, que ella quiere ayuda, she wants help, pero I feel like it's a and just, but I know after this she's gonna, yes.
No, what happened was somebody told her that regardless, good publicity is bad publicity, bad publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, after that, I think
and that is right to a certain degree.
Yeah, but you don't throw out racism and start.
No, you also don't throw out people that you worked with. I feel like she's throwing a lot of people that. But not everybody.
So she's burning bridges.
Yeah,
she doesn't care to burn bridges.
She don't care.
And the problem with her is that she likes to feed off of other people's talents. And that's why, I'll be real with you, I met her from Icey.
Yep.
I told him straight off, and I think it was during COVID.
Yeah.
I don't like her. I don't like her energy. I don't like what she brings to the table. And I hate the fact that she's on social media bashing somebody else just to get publicity for herself.
And stays getting kicked
And the
off.
thing is, and she's not scared to state the fact that that is what she's doing, because to her, Facebook makes her money off of that.
And see, and then the fact is she now has trained the dude she's with
to do the same.
To do the same thing.
And the same people that she's surrounding herself with.
Who the fuck are you both to sit there and do that shit when the community has brought you in and opened arms?
Exactly.
So who gave you the right to sit there and judge people?
Because she felt like she's been judged her whole life. Like I say again,
I've been judged.
We all been judged.
People allowed it too much, and I'm sorry to say that. And I will speak very good facts.
I keep trying to tell people, do not react to it though.
That part, that's what she wants.
Same way people will protest and not do this and not drink a certain beer can and not do that, like that, which is that was dumb. Anyways. do that. You don't comment, don't like, ignore.
Because
sometimes
you're
ignoring
off of it.
is better than commenting. You don't
Exactly.
think
But you can
this
only
person
ignore
knows.
for a certain amount
Yeah,
of time.
but we
But
talking
that's
about
what
the
she-
community
No,
talk to her, not.
not as individuals.
But what
At
I'm
this
saying is
point-
like the commenting and the posts, as long as there are no and everybody just kind of
Yeah, because
deletes
social
and
media,
blocks,
they're
trust
sharing
me.
it. So to her, she took a screenshot of that.
Yeah, she did.
I got
so
the
I make
most
sure
money
when
from
I
this.
did my research because now I'm like, now I want to know. Now I'm curious. I made sure I didn't follow. I was like, wait, I don't even follow her. That's why I can't see nothing. I had no clue who this chick was. I must be living under a rock or whatever. But another thing that I noticed, she only has like 3.5 thousand followers.
she
It's not
really-
like she's
a lot.
Shoot, I have
At 5,000.
exactly. I was like, I have 1,500, and I'm really nobody, because I'm not like in. This is like the first time that I'm doing something public, this podcast. So, and I have 1,500 followers. So she's really not that
I say
relevant.
we just kind of like
yes.
the more we
have-
talk about it, the more energy. like I'm
you
telling
have,
you right
yeah,
now,
you
it's
have
just-
to, but I will say this, like, don't feel untouchable in this city either.
Because you will get
you might
touched.
have people like us that can ignore it. You're saying y'all
can't speak for
people,
my people.
I
Oh, no,
can't
yeah,
speak
no.
for my
Yeah,
people
no,
that I grew
that's-
up with in East Side Fort Myers. So
Yep.
when they do
That's
see
kinda-
you,
that's hard to
that
ignore.
you might end up like y'all people on that T-shirt you talking about.
Yep.
And that ain't a threat, baby. That's a warning. Because you ruffling feathers in this city, and you're demoting people that are really trying to make a change in Dunbar.
Yes, and that was
community.
that was a
It was
positive
a very
thing.
positive.
Right.
And unfortunately, yes, you're gonna have them back. You don't have people that fight. There's a certain level, and unfortunately, it was the youth. You
I'm
can
gonna
only
tell you
control
something.
the
In
youth.
Naples, in what's the place called? They had somebody shoot somebody, and it was a really fancy
Mercado?
place. Mercado.
Look at that.
They had somebody killed and shot in Mercado.
Yeah.
Shit,
And you know how many fights break out in Mercado?
And they don't
a
speak
really
for it.
fancy, rich area
Absolutely,
in Naples.
because when you add
Alcohol.
liquor and ignorant,
It's gonna happen. It's
and
gonna happen.
ignorant has no color.
Yeah.
But for you to definitely portray a community that is trying to make a change for our youth and degrade them as much and not talk about all the positive that went on, all the business owners that put together, the kids that were smiling, looking beautiful, the families that came
Yes.
together, and it was not just blacks.
Well, and
there was
not-
Hispanics,
not-
there was whites,
not
there were
only
Asian, there was a
that.
good mixture of people out there.
Good.
Not only that, I will say, as a half Puerto Rican and half white person in Fort Myers, born and raised, that has been accepted into this community since middle school. For you to do what you're doing, you are hindering the progress that my white side has tried to show the support for all races. You have white side, you have whites out there that support and that
That
go
is true.
hard on
Yeah, she's
black
just
owned
That is true.
businesses.
She's
And you're
backtracking.
backtracking everything
Progress.
that
She also
has
makes-
been done.
She's also making like I said, every I guess Collier and Lee have a thing where Collier thinks Lee is ratchet, and then Lee thinks Collier is just rich people. So every time somebody like her talks down on Fort Myers, it pisses me off because I did go to school here. I did live here for a couple years. I consider myself part of just all of Southwest Florida. And I'm going to tell you, I love Lee County. It is the only place I feel like I'm not being watched or asked, well, aren't you gonna, your tattoos and this? And no, like it's great. And you make it look bad because I try to sell all my like Naples people on like, you have to go to downtown. You have to, oh,
Yes.
isn't that? No, it's not. You have to go. And people like that talk down on, oh, this ratchet, that's ratchet. Oh, this is ratchet. No. Naples is ratchet. Miami's ratchet. The middle of freaking in Ocala, it's ratchet. Everywhere
That
there's a
sound like people
ratchet
that say,
area.
like, ooh, you got roaches at your house? Everybody fucking got roaches.
We live in Florida. Like you got spiders.
Chill out and vibe. I feel like there's definitely a change that needs to be done in this city, and it's not by doing that. Like you
Right.
need to spread
Yes.
more love. You need to
Yes.
spread the good things about it. If you want that
Not for
publicity.
nothing,
and
I'm sorry to
sharing.
hijack a little bit. Not for nothing, we got to also acknowledge how many artists and like talent we have.
Yes.
here.
Exactly.
You can't go to any other state and got
have
this
that.
much
talent.
embedded.
You know that now we're becoming like another hub for rappers.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Like
Yes.
people
A lot
don't
of
know
them
that.
are
I tell
coming
that to
out.
people, like I said, in Naples, and they don't believe them. Like, and people in Miami, they're starting to realize that, oh my God, in Fort Myers
Yes.
There's
is now a
something
city.
there.
Not just in the English rap game, in the
Yes.
Spanish rap
Spanish,
game,
yep.
because there's a lot of Boricuas that live out here. Los padres de Raúl Alejandro viven aquí in Cape. They
Oh
go to
wow!
Honduras.
Really? I didn't know that.
A lot of like rappers have a lot of family members here. I think Mickey Woods was here visiting, like everything. I'm telling you,
There's a
this
lot
is
of wrestlers live
yes.
here.
There's a lot
of
that
celebrities live here.
exactly. This is their chill spot.
Shaq
This
has
is home.
a
Shaq has it,
mansion
yeah.
and everything out here. Like people are starting to realize this is
Dog the Bounty Hunter. I saw
Yeah,
him.
Yeah, he just moved. He just moved here.
There's so much to this city, and if people would stop worrying about the little negative and really publicizing that, really talk about what we all doing.
Yes.
Because honestly, there are so many young entrepreneurs in Southwest Florida.
Yes.
Under the age of
New
40.
businesses.
Yes, new businesses. Publicize that.
Yes.
people keep saying I want to go to like a poetry open night, and I'm sitting there
There's
like
so many.
I've shared so many of the ones I've been to,
Yes.
especially Poets Room.
Yes.
Like the most famous.
Yes.
Earl has like such a great
Such
vibe,
a great
ma'am.
energy and vibe with
And
it.
every time I tell people there's an open mic night, it's called Poets Room, they're like, what? I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
you didn't know?
I
Yeah.
said the same thing, and the more
How
I
do you
posted
not-
about going there on the like when they used to have it in downtown Fort Myers was my
Yes.
favorite, even though the owner was a piece of shit. But it was neutral. Everybody can go from Cape to Fort Myers. That was my safe spot. As many people would say, "Oh, don't you host that one?" Hell no. I like to go there because I feel like family, and there's such a good variety of people. They're all so different, and you would never really chill with half of those people unless you get into that room.
Yes.
And it brought a different type of bond, which I'm super happy that he's trying to find a new spot that
Yes.
it can really
Oh
be.
yeah, if
honest
anybody
with you.
does have a spot though for Earl,
Like,
seriously,
please
he's looking.
reach out. He's looking for a bar. and
I'm gonna
a
be
good
honest
spot.
with you. The whole family dynamic is kind of dissipating a bit. To be
Because-
honest with you, it
Well,
started with
now,
us
yeah.
at Social Music House, and then it changed over to First Street, then it changed over to a
Because
few
there's
other
too many
spots.
movements now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's moving
That's what
around too much
happens.
to the point that me personally, that I did go to, I hosted a lot of them. I have not been to one in months. Because it's too much mixture. Like 1 minute it was in downtown Fort Myers, then 1 minute it was in Cape, then 1 minute it was by the beach, and I
Oh,
was
yeah.
willing
Which is
to,
not his- I
and
feel like-
I was
ugh.
willing to drive, but unfortunately, just like any business, what I tell my barbers,
Which is
how
not
do you
his
expect
fault.
to grow
He
if you're
needs a place.
jumping,
Moving
and
from
jumping and
spot to
jumping?
spot.
But it's not his fault.
I
It's just
know it's
people
really not
can't-
his
Some
fault.
of it is. Some of it is. We got to start making a money business.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
for the love and for the free. It ain't gonna work anymore.
No.
No, because
Yeah,
bills need to
but-
be paid.
Yes.
But at the
Okay,
same
here's the
time-
deal though. Like, not everything has to be. I guess as a person who like grew up like always trying to afford therapy, always trying to afford something, there's a lot of people out there that not everything has to be for money. Sometimes you want to do it just to have a spot for people to go and feel free. I remember going to East and Mr. DeWeaver, he was like the drama teacher. I was in drama class. Like, he was more than just a drama teacher. People went in there as a safe space. All the creatives at East went into that, just that space just to talk to him, to talk to other creatives. And that's what we need. Not everything has to be a business.
that was
Maybe we
school
need
funded.
someone to.
But that's
Yeah, but
school-funded,
he
though.
No, but what I'm saying is like, I don't know. I guess is that
I
a
don't
bit-
mean to make a profit off of it, but
But at least the bills need to be
the,
paid.
Oh, yeah.
the building still has to be there.
Yeah,
The bills don't
yeah.
pay. for
Lights need to
themselves.
be paid.
And that's
all
what
I'm saying.
equipment
There are
needs to
ways
be
to kind of like
purchased.
at least
There are certain ways
know.
to do it, but still, no matter what, it's still a business entitlement to
Yes.
do so. And honestly, a lot of these artists, they are coming out and they are making money. Because one thing that I loved about him is like he puts around the thing, oh, pay these artists, that's gas
Yeah,
money,
that was
that's
a
this
start.
for them. Yes,
That was a start.
But
Yeah.
at the same time, I feel like he deserved more because you are bringing this. You're bringing different variety of people. You're bringing different singers. People are getting signed from this. Look at D. Goodson
Yep.
going around everywhere. First, he was signed with Trina's record label by Crystal Star to Connect. Now he's doing different shows and festivals. Like, you are making livelihood. Don't forget the small people where you come from.
Yes.
Even if it's $5, bro,
Yeah.
$2, that's something.
Or come back to,
Exactly.
to help, bring people to different events for that person.
Exactly, and he
You know,
brought
once
a lot
you
of money
make
to
it-
a lot of people. If you really think about it, the first downtown First Street, how much money that man made off me with my Patron
Yep.
lemonade.
Yep.
Shit. And I'm a good tipper.
Yep.
So the waitresses were making money. They're making money. I'm
Yep.
spending the gas to go support other people and do that. There's times I take away from my work to
Yep.
be there to support other people. So yeah, it becomes a full circle no
Yes.
matter what. And unfortunately,
Me and Gabe worked in that kitchen.
yes, a lot of people weren't getting the other things. The business owners were profiting.
Yeah.
They were bringing new people. But what about the person that actually made that happen?
Exactly.
And those
That
are the
person
things
should
that
get
we have
rewarded
to look out
too.
for. And not just him. Like, look at Brian Franklin. Has GCL.
Oh, yes.
He's been there for 10 years
10
straight.
Oh, my
years.
God.
He's
Past
still in
10
the same
years.
spot. It's just like it's not like I don't want the space to go, but we gotta show some growth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
You're gonna grow too.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just that I'm not gonna lie. Brian Franklin got a great location.
Right.
The City and Burn Center is huge.
Yeah.
You can
It
expand
is.
to smaller to bigger. You
Yeah.
got upstairs, so it is a good movement for him, and it's in a great area. So in other words, there's really nothing at downtown that's bigger than City and Burn.
No.
Nope.
So he's good where he's at.
I
It's
would
now
say,
bringing
like,
different things. To
Maybe
it.
a suggestion would be to partner up with maybe like maybe not a kava bar, but something where it's
I like that.
they need some kind of live because some people are looking for people to entertain.
Yes.
They're not
Yes.
looking for rent money. They're just looking, what can you do to bring in people to drink our kava or
Yes.
or whatever. We'll give you the space. It's all yours. Do whatever you want. Let's do an open mic night. He can do where he does maybe 2 times a week, Mondays in Fort Myers, and then there's kava bars in Naples. Bring that culture out there too.
Yeah.
There is a kava bar in 2 or 3 in Naples. They are looking for, remember we actually talked to them. They were not charging us anything. They just want somebody to bring
Just
them
bring
people.
Yeah.
Same thing with
And
Nice Guys.
maybe that's a
here
suggestion.
in downtown Cape. They've done it at Nice Guys now, and they do it once a month. Trap Caviar, which I think is a really dope event, and it's live artists coming. You have
Nice.
Trey Boyd's rapping, and I think it's really dope. I met him at the last one, and there's a kava bar right on the side where Luna Moons used to do it at. And it was a great environment, but again, it's really up to the businesses too to
Yes.
help promote that and build that and network and talk about it.
And work with starting artists and work with
Exactly.
people like the one that was the promoters, you know, like you said, give them a
it's
break.
a
You know,
full
don't charge
circle.
for at the beginning, but then, you know, once everybody starts making money, then we all make money together. But
Exactly.
businesses need to also, you know, put the effort in too.
It's hard. It's like a really fine line with everything because you just don't want to take it. You don't want to get taken advantage of. You know what you bring to the table.
Do you
but
feel
at the same time? No, it's a very hard line with everybody, and you got to find a good balance. What were you gonna say?
Sorry to it just came to my mind. I was like, do you feel like it's becoming a little hard, you know, when people post things like, oh, I'm not being, my friends aren't posting my thing or whatever. Do you feel like it's becoming harder the more businesses you know, where it's like almost like a full-time job to not only promote your business, but promote like the
Yes.
20,
yes,
30
it's a
other
full-time
businesses that you
it's a
know?
full-time
And you honestly get
business.
overwhelmed on social media. Like I do that. Like
Because
I,
then you feel bad, like the person's like, oh, you haven't shared my things in 2 weeks. You're like, oh, I got like 30 other businesses to share. Sorry.
I
like,
think
right.
people got to stop getting booty hurt over it. Because if you
There
really
it is.
want yourself to be promoted that
You
much
should
on
be
somebody's
promoting
page,
Then you should be-
you should be promoting
Yeah.
Or
yourself
paying for
paying them.
paid
Yeah.
promotion.
I'm gonna put this out here. All right. So you said the connection for how a person would get attached to something negative, right? Why are they connected to that negative? You
It's
think
just-
about that.
I don't know. It's weird. It's like your body is just a.
But think
your
about the
mind.
situation y'all just talked about, the girl. Why was that connecting?
That was connected because it hit home where I grew up at.
But
So it's like
for you
community
personally,
based.
but
Yeah,
I'm saying
personally.
for the community, why, the whole community was talking about her. Why?
I think the race
It
also
was definitely the race.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why is because, you know, all of our skin is connected to that one message,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Not a lot of people do that in a positive way.
Yeah.
You did that behind the scenes. You did that dream only for yourself. So when you bring it out to the world, we just now seeing it for the first time. You're pissed. You're pissed that we're not like supporting your thing that you just let us know about today. But I know a lot
nobody's
of your,
supporting
I
you.
know all of your negative shit because it's all out on the street.
Exactly.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's all about
There it
promoting.
is.
Like I ended up expanding my salon after the hurricane and had my boyfriend put a stage. Not only for my benefit, because I do travel a lot, I do
Right.
education everywhere,
Right.
but I wanted something like how the poets and the GCL had in Fort Myers, somewhere in Cape. So I was like, well, damn, I'm the owner of this.
Right.
You can't tell me how late I can stay open if I
Right.
want to drink, if I
Right.
want to bring a certain crowd.
Yep.
Right.
You can't judge that. So I wanted a change. I made a change. I built a stage. I have not fully promoted it yet to be the fact that I'm renting it out for different people, but I have personally told people that are doing different things that I like, and I think it's a good movement.
Well, I don't think it
to
should be
come-
wide open because
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah,
feel.
you need to be
One step
selective.
ahead of
And I still
Yeah.
have a brand.
Yes, and you need to be very selective.
It's big on that, but I put that in here to make a change. And there's other business owners that are doing little things like that. It's just about having the right people to promote it
Yeah.
on top of that and really talk about it and bring different people, bring different atmospheres around.
I have a question for you. Like, speaking about all this, like, because it sounds like it's all chaos, but like happy, how do you, whenever you're going through like a terrible moment or something like really bad, like I guess, what's your advice for people that, like, you're going through that, you're a business owner, how do you get yourself out of, like, walk us through your mental headspace of like how you get from that to, okay, let me ignore this girl on social media, or how do I handle that? The hurricane, just everything that is the daily chaotic crap. How do you like get yourself out of that and then tell yourself, okay, I got this, let's move on?
I definitely am not as strong when people see it on social media.
That
like
part.
I give myself that time to really heal. I learned to take myself away from social media, and I spend a good 30 minutes to an hour by myself crying. And there's days I am breaking down and I am very emotional, and I'm very open with being who I am. I am not perfect. I'm learning
Yeah.
by mistakes. But at the same time, what regrounds me is honestly, I am a single mother. My son's father's never been around. I have nobody to go to and be like, can you help me? I've
feel
never
you.
had that. So to me, is you got that 5-10 minutes, cry it out. But what's crying gonna do for you? It's not gonna pay the bills. Tomorrow I'm still gonna have the same issues unless I get up and make something shake. So I give myself time to really have that mental break. Cry about it, whatever I have to do, write it down. I make poetry on it, and that's how I get stuff out. Then I come back and I think about, well, damn, Keisha, when you were facing this many years in prison and 4 years probation, you got through it. You didn't think you were. When you wanted to commit suicide and I swallowed pills and did a whole bunch of crazy shit that nobody would ever know about unless I spoke on it. Nobody knew about that until I had to get myself out of that. So I think about those worst times that I could not survive, but I did. So these little hiccups in my business and stuff, I've done worse. I've been in a worse predicament. There's times like, shit, last month, I'm in the middle of opening up a business right now. And it's stressful that I'm running a business. I am a boss to other people. I'm a mom. I'm doing baseball. I'm doing football. I'm promoting. I'm doing podcasts. People see me so busy 24/7 that I was stressed the fuck out. I'm paying a bill for a business that's not even running yet. On top of these bills, on top of house bills, there's a certain amount I have to make. And sometimes my loved ones get it the worst.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that see me every day. They struggle with me. It didn't shit. I just did it today. Some real shit. Called my boyfriend today snapping. Yo, I need you to pick up your weight, bro. I'm stressed out. We got a grand opening in 2 weeks. Nobody will ever see that. You just see me post about it, talk about it, and laugh. Yo, we got 2 weeks to make this shit shake. This is not my first business. It's got to be better than my second. This is your first. You can't fail. And I put so much weight on him today while I'm doing taxes and cleaning and building next door. I'm doing inventory, making sure we got it. And I sat down in my car and I just sat there and breathed and I reevaluated. I'm like, that is not the way to handle it. You don't project your energy on somebody because how would you feel? He doesn't know better. He has never done this before.
But at
feel
least
that,
you
'cause,
recognize,
like,
you took the time to recognize
and I
that.
recognized it. And what I did on my way here, I called him. He picked up and I still was mad because I hate to say sorry. I am not
Because that's
that
a
person.
Scorpio.
Yeah, I hate to say sorry.
Because you're
I
a
was like,
Scorpio.
"Ugh, I'm sorry. Like the way I came at you today was not right. And I
Good.
projected
Good for
my
you.
energy on you and I understand.
I'm so
that you-
proud
what I
of you,
realized,
Nakisha.
though?
Yes.
That's good. But you know
I am
what's
proud of
crazy?
you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
my question to you is: you have a team
I do have a team.
now. Why are you not hitting your team up for help?
Because of the fact that I still don't have
She's a
it 100%
Scorpio.
in
Just
my
kidding.
mind yet. Like, I feel that until I can write everything down and know what I want, but I am a real creative person. So I have to physically see it in my mind first and have that illusion before I can tell you this is exactly what I need. I need to do it first. And once I have A, B, and C done in my mind and already
then you can
scripted and
delegate.
it's working, now I can say, okay, I need you to do this exactly how I want you to do it. But I can't tell you to do something or her to do something if I still don't know what I need.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really a reflection on me of what I need first, and then what I'm struggling with, I'll tell. Like I've told you a couple times, I need an assistant. I need a damn assistant.
Yep.
See, like-
but then while I'm saying that,
Do you struggle with posting like progress? You're that person that's like, I
Yeah, I
want to
won't.
post or tell people about it or talk about it once it's like, I know it's a for sure thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be that person that's like, oh, I'm doing this.
And then don't work it. It don't
Yes.
happen.
Oh, see,
'Cause I know
I'm the
couple-
complete opposite. I'm an open book. If it comes here, I'm gonna say it, and if it doesn't happen, I'll learn from the experience.
see, and that's
Basically.
good to me.
I like that.
To
Because-
me, I don't know. I don't like putting it out there yet because then I
See,
feel
you know
like
what?
either
'Cause you're
somebody's
like,
gonna take
it's
my
okay,
idea,
'cause you're a
or
little
it
bit
might not work because
Yeah.
I
Better with,
projected
you
it
know-
too
Is
much.
it the scare of a rejection?
No, not scared of it. I'm scared of failure.
Why?
Why?
Yeah,
Because
it's
of
where
the fact
people
that-
kind of downing you to the point where like they
Why will you
Como
care? You know
mandeo.
that.
It's
see,
not.
But-
It's not with their opinion. It's my own.
Your own,
failure.
yes.
Because I came from nothing. I know what it
Yes.
is to have nothing, and I built so
I get-
much that
I
there's
get
a
it.
certain standard for myself.
Yeah.
So
you don't want
I'm
to let
not-
yourself down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to make
I
sure I'm
get it.
100% 10 toes down before I push it out there to the universe because I believe very heavy in the universe.
I will say this before we end on things. You holding back because you're trying to figure shit out in your head could be
It's my downfall.
Your own.
Yeah.
It's my own
it's
downfall.
your own downfall.
Bro.
But the people,
I know that.
the people that you're holding out on could be that one to just pop in and be like, got it, let's run.
Okay.
And we'll bounce each other's off. And then you'll turn out liking it 10
It's
times
easier
better.
to say that, but when I did do that, I was shitted on.
No, but okay.
So it's kind of like one of those. Like you have to make sure your team is your team, and it can be somebody with you for 10 years and they still.
But that's a part
See,
of your story.
It is a part of your story, but now I have to make sure that every person that comes on this
But
new
you're
chapter of my life
but
is the
you're
right.
seeking-
people.
Okay.
Doing that, you're seeking. You're gonna be in more pain. You're seeking
I know.
perfection.
So
and
here's-
perfection doesn't fucking happen.
Here's the thing. I've been learning how to, because I feel you on the whole asking for help. You also don't like to have people como sacártelo en cara later
Yes.
on as
Throw it
well.
back in your face.
Yeah.
And like, especially as a person who struggled, like, you know, my parents are both like, they passed in the most craziest ways. And
Yes,
it's like,
they did.
you have to kind of pull it on yourself. I have to like learn to do things myself because, yeah, I have a person, I have a partner, but it's not the same as
not
like
the
when you
same.
lose your whole blood family.
Yeah.
You get to a point where like you've tried to ask for help and then they failed you.
Exactly.
But I realized the past 3 years, I cannot hold on, neither can you, to that 1 or 2 times you've asked for help and somebody has shitted on you. Because then you'll think that everybody has shitted on you. Then you have no faith in anybody and then you will be that person stuck behind the chair fucking 7 days a week.
I know.
You,
Yes.
It's because it's hard. I get
And
it.
it's
But
so
you have
weird.
You
to.
know what's crazy?
'Cause
So
I
this
know
weekend,
But it's about moving forward.
Yes,
this
but
weekend
you got
I had my grandkids because my daughter took her husband.
Wait a
on
minute,
cruise.
what?
I have 8 grandchildren.
No.
Yeah.
I sure do.
You look so good.
Thank you.
No, they're so
I had 3 of my grandchildren, and I was putting the 2-year-old girl to take a nap, and she likes Disney movies. So I put Encanto, which is my new favorite movie.
Oh, it is nice.
I boo-hooed, cry every single time.
La
with
Mariposa?
with Luisa's story. Because I think as Latinas, that movie really, it picks on like I can tell
A
you.
Latino household.
Yes, a very Latino household. Like I'm the second oldest of the girls, and I feel like there was so much pressure, right? And it's like, and it's the same thing for you. Like there's so much pressure on us to not fail, and to always. It doesn't matter what you're going through. You have to again pick yourself
Were
up.
you the one that had to like kind of raise, like let's say if your
Yes.
younger sister or brother,
I raised my
like,
sister.
Si se caen, si rompen
Yep.
algo,
It was
they were
my
like
fault.
you.
Yep.
And then we look back. That's so crazy because the same thing happened con mi hermana, and I look back at it like, how are you gonna expect a child to take care of a
Of a
child?
child.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we're trying to teach that, you know, some like parents have gone with the wave. They're like, tú sabes que tiene la razón, pero there's so many that still
don't.
they take it as an attack. Like, you're attacking my parenting style. No, I was a good mom. I never said you were not trying. I'm just trying to tell you that, maybe this could have been a little bit different.
No, but I think definitely culturally is as a Latina, and every single time, again, I watched that one episode when Luisa has like the world on her shoulders, and I'm like, that's me. And it just so happened that my cousins were texting me, and they were like, hey, how you doing? So I took a screenshot of the movie, and I was like, this is me right now, and
I definitely feel that because I'm like the person that take care of my family. I take care of my son. I take care of my grandmother, my mom. I am that sole provider for my whole family, and I'm the only first Camacho to own a business and all this shit. And then when you go through ups and downs, you got people that have been owning a business for 6 years, 10 years behind the chair, but 6 years. You go through a lot of shit, and you want to have that team. You build it, it crashes. You build it again, you crash. You build it again. So it's a trial and error thing.
Get knocked down 7 times.
But I believe that you will find
point.
the people. I'm telling you, like, cuando venga va a venir. Because we feel like, oh, we're 30, we have to have it.
Yeah, no.
Like it could come to you when you're 32, 35.
Listen, I graduated
40,
college at 40.
No, I look at it that way.
keep
Oprah,
trying.
look at Oprah didn't do nothing until she was like in her 40s.
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, everything that happened to me before I was 30 happened for a reason.
Yep.
Because now the people that I do have in my life that is coming, my tribe, the people that I carry around, the people I do business with, that I choose to do business with, I'm very picky about what even when we were going to do the podcast, I was very picky.
Yes.
Like,
Listen.
We'll save that for another episode.
Can we
because
save
we're
that for
running
next
out of
episode?
time.
How Nakisha interviewed us.
I did interview them. I was like, how is it going to
Do we have tapes on this? Do we have tapes?
No.
No.
Oh, y'all failed.
it was a Zoom meeting. It was a Zoom meeting, but
like
it was
now
interesting.
Everybody is coming in is making it easier for me to do that. So everything happens for a reason.
Yes. You know what?
I'm ready.
I'm gonna close with this. I'm gonna let you guys know this. I was feeling some type of way because I applied for a job and I didn't get it. So for the first time ever in my life, every job that I have applied for, I've always gotten it. So I was like, I was a little salty. I was like, wait a minute, what's wrong with her? Like, I did my interview. I was like, but I didn't get the job. And then as I'm like on IG again scrolling, I came across a video that, the girl from Wakanda, the actress, she was saying how she learned that not every no is a negative. Sometimes a no is because something has better for you.
Amen.
Therefore, that position, that job, that situation was not meant for you.
Yeah.
So we're going to end it on that note.
Yes.
Please, please, please like, subscribe, and share. That is the way that you can help us grow this podcast. Parlor Talk was created for women by women to create a community so that we can support each other and, just make this space grow. Like, all you have to do is like. It doesn't even cost money. So on that note, I'm Dee Dominguez. We will see you next time. This was Parlor Talk.
And this is your girl, Enya Phoenix. Catch me on all social media platforms. I'm going to bounce back on what Dee said. Yes, it was created for men or for women, but we need our guys.
Yes.
Comment. You guys are always in the DMs. You're always in the comments.
We see the
I've gotten hit up by, a male friend who's going through some actual shit and wants to be on the podcast.
Absolutely.
So we are branching out with more than just women issues to men issues as well. So we're here for you too. Just make sure you like, subscribe and comment.
Share.
And share.
Yes. Let everybody know where your social media, where to reach you, where to find you. I think I want to hit you up for a tattoo.
Support my inner artist. That is always what I've been dying to do for years. I finally have a space to do it. Lisania_lasagna for my tattoos and my art. And then Trapacana_beauty bar for my permanent makeup and all the other beauty stuff. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And y'all already know what it is. It's Shhmoney Curl. Follow me on all social sites. Like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget.
Deuces. See you next week.
You just said we outside, but we inside. Yo, looks like a baby hurricane outside.
Ooh, it is.
Oh shit.